This is Woody Woods. This is from the Post. A wealthy BLM protesters' notes reveal a plan to occupy luxury New York City apartments. Clara Kraebber from Facebook. She must have a blessed life. Never struggled a day in her life. Wow. They can start with her place. Exactly. The wealthy young woman accused of rioting in Lower Manhattan cooked up plans to take over luxury apartments abandoned by white flight and defend them by tossing bricks off of rooftops, the Post has learned. Clara Kraebber, whose parents own a $1.8 million co-op with river views of the Upper East Side, detailed her desire to build a Black Lives Matter-focused network for wealth redistribution in notes seized following her arrest last week. In an ironic twist, the Post found last week that Kraebber found her at her family's second home, a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom farmhouse that dates back to 1730 and sits on nearly 7 acres in rural Litchfield County, Connecticut. At the time, she declined to discuss her alleged role in a window sashing spree during a Black Lives Matter protest that caused an estimated $100,000 in damages to at least 5 banks, 2 Starbucks coffee shops, and a Duane Reade pharmacy. The thing is, those other companies, though, that sort of support this, too. So, I guess you reap what you sow, but still, that's not fair to the owners. But, whatever. Other tactics detailed in Kraebber's notes include wearing casual attire before changing into black at the scene of a demonstration and monitoring police radio frequencies, sources said. The dozens of handwritten pages also outline a revolutionary strategy that cites the murderous Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin and communist revolutionary Leon Trotsky as inspiration, law enforcement says. See, that's the thing. A lot of people will be like, they're dumb, they're rich, and they're going to wind up losing their money if there's communism. What are they thinking? It's like, no, they're thinking they're going to be the Stalin and the Trotskys, and they're going to be at the top. And when you're the leaders of a communist party, you eat good, bro. And they treat us like shit, sort of like what they're starting to do now. That's what they're trying to do. It is class warfare. This isn't race thing. This is this serious class, they hate us. And, they're gonna be even better off then. Whatever. This is crazy. These are terrorists. Exactly. The next line. These are domestic terrorists looking to turn New York City into another Portland and Seattle, said one source familiar with the writings. This is a planned conspiracy and the FBI should be investigating. Yeah, they should be. I wonder why they're not. It's crazy. This is crazy. But they find a rope in a garage and 70 of them are down. This is fucking crazy. The news lies to us every night. They literally tell us red is blue, green is orange, and left is right. It's just slapping. It's so disrespectful. Wow. Fucking wow. Wow. I'm just fed up with it. It's such bullshit. Sources said cops found the notes following the September 4th arrest of Kraebber, 20 years old, who since deleted Facebook and identified her as Rice University history major. And also people will say, oh, she's a kid, she's just being dumb. Listen, revolutions are fought and wars are fought by kids, okay? When the kids are the ones that fight and take over a country and a government. 20-year-olds, 18 to 20-year-olds that do that. So these are their warriors. They're waging war on us, and these are their warriors. She's earning her stripes. In her little community, she's going to be revered. These are something to put on her resume. You know what I mean? This is fucked. She's among 8 people charged with unleashing mayhem as demonstrators marching on Lafayette Street chanted, "Every city, every town, burn the precinct to the ground." Wow. The protest was sponsored by, and then the news will say he's a by the New African Panther Party and Revolutionary Abolitionist, but Kraebber and most of the other busted with her were Jewish. I mean, she was Jewish, not white, and come from privileged backgrounds. So Kraebber, the daughter of a child psychiatrist and anarchist, has a history as an anti-cop demonstrator that dates to at least 2014. She joined a Manhattan rally to protest the police by killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson. And we don't have much political power right now, being youths, but this is something we can do, she told New York Times. Her notes, Kraebber pointed out to the huge number of empty units in white flight apartments, new luxury buildings, that and include the instruction to study tactics of clearing buildings. There are repeated references to scouts to find vacant apartments and locksmiths to help break in, as well as need to prep for SWAT-style eviction efforts, though to use of mobile barricades and bricks on roofs as weapons. A page titled Revolutionary Strategy and dated August 21st includes notes that say Stalin defended USSR at all costs and Trotsky united fronts of all working class but don't let the capitalists in. There are repeated references to Spanish Civil War, including an assertion that the failure of the Spanish Revolution of 1936 was a failure of leadership, sources said. Some think actual revolution will be led by more deliberate leadership, Kraebber wrote. Kraebber also flaunted the protests over the police killing of George Floyd, writing Minneapolis, lots of spontaneous radical energy, but no leadership. Her notes contain multiple mentions of Abolition Park, or AP, which refer to the anti-cop encampment that activists set up outside City Hall during the recent battle to defund the NYPD, which resulted in a total of $1.5 billion in cuts to its operating and capital budgets. All cops are bad because they work for a system that thrives off the oppression of marginalized communities. Asking what about the good cops is like asking, what about the good slave masters, according to the Abolition Park website. Although Kraebber supported the then U.S. Republican Beto O'Rourke in 2018 bid to unseat Senator Ted Cruz and donated $120 to Young Democrats PAC, her notes indicate that she's abandoned mainstream liberal politics. Anyone who fucks with the Democrats can't be leadership. The discovery of Kraebber's notes led to the NYPD to warn cops in a Wednesday email that they could face further incidents during which anarchists blend in with peaceful protesters to incite violence before changing into all-black clothing. The officer safety alert also said that anarchists could listen in on police communications and stash rocks on rooftops to hurl at cops. In addition, the NYPD said that the homes of the police brass could be targeted, as could patrons of the Upper East Side restaurants, as happened Saturday in Pittsburgh, where diners were subjected to profane insults and one demonstrator even swiped a drink off an outdoor table. Following her arrest on charges of felony rioting and misdemeanor possessions of graffiti instruments, Kraebber, who was released with a summons to appear in Manhattan Criminal Court on December 3rd, Kraebber's case hasn't been entered into online court records, and it's unclear if she's hired a defense lawyer. Calls to both her homes weren't answered, and emails sent to her parents won't return. She better be taught a lesson. Like these people, we'll see if whose side our law enforcement are on, I guess. All right. That's that, I guess. Just an update. I'll let you guys know. Peace.